Good morning, good day, good evening, good night, good now, good never, good forever. I am what I am in this form. Out of necessity. For as long as I have been putting things together, the world does not make sense to me. And what is sense but reason? What is order if not connection and process? What is efficiency, economy, except the right use of what has been given? A responsibility to your gifts, to what is and what you choose. And from very early time, when I looked out at the world, and I needn't look further than the walls of my family home, I questioned, why isn't all of this just better? How could these, my elders, look at their world with disdain, dread, even just selfish suffering? And commonly accept that this is just the way that it is. When even my young, hardly formed personality with hardly a fraction of others' thoughts under my belt in the form of many books, and questions asked unanswered, and have conversations that even I, a pupil, could easily reach into my own mind and see that the world, that all of us together could function a great deal more easily. My life has been the pursuit of that quest. For what is a quest if not a questioning? I marvel at the abject laziness, the utter vacuum of will when it comes to insisting demanding and believing in what one knows to be true and needing to be told so, because it is inextricable from our very fiber of being. To be so selfish and self-serving, but at the same time ignoring themselves and serving like faceless, nameless masters who don't treat them well. It irritates me. This drive, that mass consciousness, I don't know, like stumbles, mauls, mobs through. What is my purpose? Why am I here? Whoa, whoa, whoa. These fucking lazy, inexcusable souls. Because it's far easier to believe that greatness, wonder, or anything that is to also remain unknown. And to be fair, and I can't help it, it's my shtick. Destroyer of worlds. From the outset, we are groomed to be slaves. It surprises me how apt this analogy has become and how often I use it. To relate in terms how easily the strong can be made to succumb. It more or less goes like how to enslave a Dumbo, how to trap an elephant. All one needs is a ring of iron and a chain or anything else really that can be welded, nailed, and is hard and cold. And you take this circle and you wrap it tight upon one leg, and then you drive it into the ground. And when you struggle against it, or when Dumbo wails, you beat it, you curse it, you bleed it. You teach it to fear the unknown because it knows pain. The slaver teaches that. But how afraid can one be of something that is persistent? How afraid can one be of something that is to not be avoided and no steps be taken for any refrain? No, it's what happens after that. You make the elephant scared for its life. When you do that, you instill it every single time it tries to live. Eventually, the child stops struggling against, in part because it believes the whip, the hammer, the wedge of the axe to be its parent. And it mistakes this unliving for its will to survive. So this young child grows into adulthood, into this mighty creature, strong, large, nimble, wise, and loving, familial. I tell you, there is no ball and chain, no iron and stake that an adult elephant can't rip from the ground. No fence, no wall or curtain that can hold back, stop, prevent, control. The lion might be the king of the jungle, but the elephant is like the steward of the savannah. But by the time that the elephant's an adult, the elephant has forgotten it's an elephant. In fact, it doesn't even know what an elephant is. And it's been so long that it's tried, or since it's tried, to rip away, to break for freedom, that it's forgotten that iron, that stake, it's forgotten that that's not its leg, and calls life and living freedom. So when it dreams of happier times, it dreams of itself still in a cage. And how is it that so few, so rare, where the fuck are all the people that can't abide by these lies? What is so ordinary about wasting your breath and adding nothing to life? This is what really gets me going. I detest, cringe. This is what I rage against. This incessant, despicable urge to live longer, to not die, to mourn death, to cry for the deceased, and not do a fuck all with your life. Who the fuck wants to live forever? I know that death is neither a beginning or an end, any more than my dreams or when I fall asleep. Beyond eternity, I don't know. I just don't care. But even if I was guaranteed fucking nothingness when my light goes out, I would still find this desirous. I would still long for it. Not as a way out, but as a thing to be achieved. What is the purpose of your life? Don't get it twisted. I've wondered the same thing, but I recognize in enough time now that I've lived and spoken and discovered just how odd of a man out I can be for addressing my perceptions simply but perseveringly. I recognize that all of my why am I alive? What do I do? What it's all been a quests for conditions, hows, that all fit really neatly in the container of what I can't not know, which is to make things better for everyone and everything. To love more, to be in love more. And this is aside spiritual awakenings. This is more obvious than night and day. Not least of which because night and day have been veiled. And if that makes you be like, what the fuck does he mean? Find out. And stop looking for your answers from one place. Except the one place where everything comes from. It's not just or so much that you are the only and all the answers come. It's that each of us are windows into the one soul. And all of our individuation is for the sake of it. It is within the capacity of one's knowing to know where one is amongst their peers, really in any terms of asking or quality. And in this, I mean, I'm really close to the top, if I may speak non-absolutely. For how much one can suffer. Because I insist. If you look at my life and its circumstances and you judge my suffering upon how that would make you feel if you were in my shoes, you're a fucking idiot. And you're only watching this because somebody thought, or you think somebody will think you're cool. So fuck you. Go fuck yourself. And don't fucking hurt anybody until everyone else does everything else for you. And then you can jump on the bandwagon and be like, I helped too. And I'm not being cruel, not being mean. Speak plainly, you motherfuckers. It is not kind to say nice things you don't mean. It is kind and generous to be rude. When speaking of rude, be anything, feel anything in the time spacecraft that your mind, heart, and sun make. And I have been with all of you. I don't know if I couldn't, because that's not the choice I made. It's like loving someone forever. It's not, should I marry this person? What if I don't? What if this? What if that? The choices you've already made, and it even precludes that person. The choice is, who are you? And then you don't hesitate to follow through until the next, like, life, love, character defining opportunity arises that creates some kind of conflict, further refining, a dissolving, and at the same time a resolving. Becoming more and somehow less, but not done. We might have eternity, but the length of eternity is the smallest amount of time. It's like the smallest amount of forever to complete loving you. So afraid to die. Yet, what the fuck are you doing with your life? I always have, and I've gone through many kind of iterations of inquiries in the form of jobs and careers and vocations. How to make things better. And I promise it's not by creating an online business. It's not by selling houses. It's not by accruing money. Like that, the beat of your heart, the light in your eyes, the fucking stars, and the sun and the moon, and the beauty of flowers blooming and buds on trees springing into leaves until browning into like golden hues of red and yellow and orange to fall back to the ground. Like mulching, fusing, refusing to dust. spiraling inwards and outwards. How inverted has like our souls windows become when to see the beauty and majesty in every fucking thing is naivety, while punching in and out, tying your fucking shoelaces, you know, having your fucking Friday night to Sunday night off is like your idea of like, yeah, man, this is like, that's what I live for. 9 to 5, put in my job, put in my work, and then, and then, and then, and then, and then. What is your idea of freedom? And what is it worth? And why is it okay? To not have it and to perpetuate that. I am insatiable, indomitable. I will not be stopped. If you haven't gathered that already. And maybe unlike you, or maybe just like only you, I know you can know things. And the laziest fucking question to stop at is, what can we do? Because that's anything. Nothing is the final answer. Everything you try, and then you try and you do more, and then you get fucking better. So I'll have you know, it's possible to know the answers. It's possible to know what to do. I know, because I've gone there. And just because I haven't fucking told you, or that somebody else out there that's not making a fucking YouTube video doesn't know so either. Although I doubt that, because I'm here with you and they're not. And they haven't found me. And there's ways of knowing who's out there, which is why I know you. And like, you're familiar to me. And in short, the answer can't be Elliot does everything by himself. Because the answer is, you have to do everything by yourself. And my life has been a testament to that. But for every true thing, its opposite is also true. And like God, source, creator, creation, didn't make all of this so that anyone would do anything without you. With the rampant, ubiquitous, skewed perception of me and not you, and separation, and the dueling of duality, and the tragedy of gender division. And desecration of family. What's important now isn't what we can prove. It's that we choose each other. And that's it. Because after you learn to love yourself wholly and completely, and your soul finds its residence back at home in the heart of you, there is no expression for love of self that isn't a reflection of how you treat your environment and how you treat other lovers. It is self-evident that I love myself completely because you can see it in how I lovingly exchange myself with every person, and not like I go out of my own way, but not effortlessly either, but giving time to things worth living for. Love someone, goddammit. Love something. Love what you do, and when you don't, refuse. Stop taking yes for an answer, or no, or anything that isn't the love that you demand. Wish for death. Wish for that return. And wish that when that day comes, you have accomplished the least of which loving you insisted that you would live or die to do. Because loving you forever isn't long enough. Our souls have a song half unsung. stories have chapters, volumes, in ideation, but still unwritten. And try as you might with rubber erasers, or magnetic wipes, my love will not be forgotten. Our love cannot be undone. And while I am not just getting started,
I don't know if it's something in the,
that was for her sake, because I love her. My love's not finished. Is yours. What's the value of your loving? What's the price of your blood? And then spill it. Because it's not enough. Our love is infinite. But for the sake of the journey, there's a start and an end. And we race for the sake of the thrill, not against each other, but to feel the wind across our face and try to beat ourselves. Whose will love better? I love you. It's the only reason I'm here. And the only reason I stay. And the only reason I won't go until I have to. And they're gonna have to drag me away. And even then, I'll never leave you. I never have. That's the thing about eternal. What will be always is and reaches back into was. Because loving you forever, I was always going to love you forever. Namaste. Which means the light in me loves the light in you. You know what? And one more thing. You want to be my twin flame? Look around you. Light a candle. Light some shit on fire. And you try to distinguish one tongue from another. Stop being fucking selfish. Being like that person or that person when really you're just choosing you. Twin flame is a cosmic joke. It's just fire. Love everything. And burn everything else to the ground. Ashes are the food or soil, it's fuel. Whatever. This video's done. I think I've said what I need to say. But love never. Namaste.